Okay, here's a wild idea for you. Forget about cyborgs or future genetic mods. Just imagine for a second that having 4 arms wasn't some kind of sci-fi upgrade, but just how we evolved, right from the very beginning. So you gotta ask, right? How would that one little change rewrite, well, everything? Because adding 2 more arms, that's not just a simple tweak. Nope, it's a total reset on the human story. I'm talking everything from our brains to our buildings would be completely different. And look, the key thing here is that this isn't just about, being better at juggling or carrying more groceries. For this to even be possible, evolution would have had to fundamentally re-engineer our entire bodies. And that's exactly where we're going to start. All right, first up, the biological blueprint. I mean, to support this whole new body plan, our anatomy would have to be completely redrawn from the ground up. Okay, so take a look at this. What's so fascinating is how all these changes are connected, like dominoes. You want a second set of strong arms? Well, you're going to need a wider ribcage and a much tougher spine to anchor them. Your brain's motor cortex? It would have to get huge to coordinate all that movement. And to power the whole shebang, you'd need a stronger heart, denser bones, and probably a stockier, more grounded build. It's a complete overhaul, top to bottom. And this is where you see the price tag. All that extra muscle, all that extra brain power, it's going to need a ton of fuel. We're talking way, way higher needs for calories and oxygen. This isn't some free lunch from evolution. It's like upgrading from a sedan to a high-performance V8 engine. It's powerful, but it's always thirsty. That alone would totally change our relationship with food and our environment. But the changes aren't just skin deep. Think about it psychologically. Your entire sense of you would expand. Your brain's internal map of your body image would be so much more complex. You'd have this incredible, almost superhuman spatial awareness. It would literally change your understanding of where you end and the world begins. So, okay, our bodies are totally redesigned. What's next? Well, we start redesigning the world around us. Let's dive into what that would look like. I mean, this is a basic truth, right? The world we build is a direct reflection of the bodies we have. We make chairs for 2-armed people, keyboards for 10 fingers. So you give us 4 arms? Every single object, every tool, every piece of furniture, every building, it would all be completely different, designed to match what we could now do. Just to make this real, look at this. A surgeon. Today, a complex operation takes a whole team, but a 4-armed surgeon? They could retract with 1 arm, suction with another, suture with a third, and use a scope with a fourth, all at the same time. One person becomes this incredibly efficient, perfectly synchronized surgical unit. That kind of multitasking would revolutionize everything, not just medicine. And this idea scales down to our everyday lives too. Just imagine, musical instruments designed to be played with 4 hands, creating chords and harmonies we literally can't even conceive of. Or virtual reality, where you could interact with 4 limbs at once. Wow. Even the driver's seat in your car would look totally alien to us. Okay, so new bodies, new tools. That leads us to the next big ripple effect, our culture, how we express ourselves, how we connect with each other. All of it would be transformed. Think about it. Our ability to express ourselves is tied to our physical bodies. If you suddenly double the limbs we have to work with, the canvas for human creativity just explodes. Can you picture it? Dancers creating choreography with the complexity that's just mind-boggling. Sculptors working on a statue from multiple sides at the exact same time. Sign languages that could communicate several layered ideas in a single fluid gesture. Art, sports, everything would have a depth and richness we can't even begin to grasp. And it gets personal too. Even something as simple and profound as a hug would be completely redefined. It wouldn't just be a simple embrace anymore. It could become this incredibly intricate, meaningful form of communication, expressing a depth of connection that's on a whole other level. But there's always a but, isn't there? This incredible gift would come with a pretty heavy burden, because with great capability comes great expectation. It's a classic double-edged sword. And this chart really nails the conflict. On the one hand, you've got the gifts, insane multitasking, unparalleled creativity, progress that moves at lightning speed. But on the other side, you've got the burden, a constant, crushing pressure to perform at that level. That line between work and life, it could just vanish. And you'd see totally new kinds of inequality, maybe based on how well you could coordinate your 4 arms. So it really makes you stop and think, right? Would this amazing new world be a utopia of incredible achievement, or would it be a nightmare of relentless, nonstop pressure to produce? And that really brings us to the ultimate point of this whole thought experiment. Because in the end, it forces us to turn the mirror back on ourselves. When you boil it all down, this is the core idea. Having forearms wouldn't automatically make us better people or worse. They'd just be a new set of tools. The real question is the same one we face right now. What do we choose to do with the tools we've been given? And that's the thought I really want to leave you with. This whole journey into a four-armed world, it's really just a way to hold a mirror up to our two-armed one. It makes you ask yourself, are we really making the most of the incredible bodies and minds we already have? What are we truly capable of, right here, right now?